Hi everyone, it's Marianne with Akashic Inspirations, and this is going to be our full moon in Virgo reading for our water signs. So for Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So our full moon falls on February 22nd. So right there, we're dealing with some master numbers, 222. So triple twos. So the number 22, as it refers to a master builder number, it basically talks about what the symbol of the Star of David represents, which are the two triangles, the six-pointed star, as above, so below. So what we're doing is integrating the Sun and Pisces, which is, of course, one of our water signs. So it's the Sun is coming into your sign on the 19th of February. And then the full moon is coming in on the 22nd. It'll be full moon in Virgo. So we know that the water signs have that connection to the intuition, to emotions, to having that higher spiritual connection, because you do follow your intuition, you do go with your gut, but it's now not only working in the spiritual aspects which you may be a master at, but it's about bringing it down into manifestation and bringing it down into the earth. So we want to work with the elements of this culmination. It's been 6 months since the September tetrad blood full moon we had at the end of September, which were wave X energies. And basically this is a kind of a culmination of those 6 months or more of energies, which we are doing some final releasing. So don't be surprised how it can be pretty intense right now into this full moon. Know that the new beginnings, which come about in March with the new solar eclipse at the beginning of March coming up, and the equinox is bringing in a second wave of this wave X energy. So just be prepared as we culminate and finish this now in the full moon in Virgo. It is to prepare us and open the doors for our opportunities in March. And you can look forward to your specific readings for each of the signs coming up soon next week for the Love Tarot readings. I did want to thank everyone who has subscribed, liked, and shared and commented on my videos. Thank you so much. I read them all. I try and answer any questions or acknowledge your comments. I do appreciate them. I do read them. If you would like a private reading, if you feel that the energies are such coming into your birthday month for the Pisces, and you would like to have a private reading, I am open for private readings. You can contact me at akashicinspirations.com, which is my website, or through my Facebook Messenger at Akashic Inspirations, and the links will be in the comments below. So I'm using today the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. This is her new deck. And I really love her decks because I feel that the energies that she brings is like a practical spirituality. And that reminds me of Dia, her blog, her radio blog talk show, Practical Spirituality, because it really kind of brings down to earth in a positive manner, things that we need to know in this moment to be able to move forward. And I think it ties in wonderfully well with the Akashic Records, which is where my messages are always channeled from. And just know that the cards that I read, the cards that I pull, are a reflection of the messages from the Akashic Records, because I am connected to them. I work with them all the time now. There's not a separation for me anymore. Thank goodness I've gotten to that point of working with them so much that it does become just an even flow. So a lot of the things, when I see the cards, you'll see me start rambling on, and that's because Spirit is guiding me to give you those messages. Now, this is, of course, a generalized reading, so some of the things may or may not resonate with you, and that's okay. They are general, so like I said, if you want a private reading and that is specific to you and your needs and your questions, then I will be happy to get something scheduled for you. So let us start with our water signs, and I have my beautiful blue Andara, which brings in that ocean, watery energies, the blues. And let's see, what are the messages? I'm using a spread called the full moon spread that I found that I really liked. It's based kind of like on the goddess symbol of the 2 crescent moons with the full moon in the middle. So it's a 7-card spread. And we will see what messages want to come through for Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, our water signs, for the full moon in Virgo on February 22nd. And the first card that we're going to pull, it's things that we need to let go of as we culminate into the full moon. And so reversed, I have Observer. So it's in the reverse position, and we see this little fox. I love her little pictures. We see this little fox sitting on an egg looking up to the stars. So what it immediately means to me is that we need to bring it down to earth. We need to bring in that observer self from the spirit aspect and be an observer of our third dimensional life here on earth. We need to see what it is that we're doing right here in the here and now, and on this physical dimension, that needs to have kind of like a review. Sometimes I think what we're being advised to do is to step outside ourselves, and know that there's an infinite potential out there for us. And it may be that you're too focused on one particular expectation that it's not allowing you to see the bigger picture of the potential that is around you. It may be that it's time for you to get some trusted advice from someone to help give you a little guidance. It's about maybe just allowing yourself to be assisted. And know that the ego, which is the small self, doesn't need to rule our life. We need to look at our bigger self. What is your bigger self telling you to do? And by releasing ego, but releasing the small self that wants to keep you contracted, that wants to keep you focused just on one little pinpoint, not move from there. Taking the blinders off so that you can see how much more there is to be around you. So then we go on to the things that we are going to keep during this full moon. So we know what we're going to be letting go of, the small self, and we're going to keep, it says round and round, but again, upside down. And to me, it has no, a spiral has no beginning, has no end. So therefore, whether I read it reversed or upright, it's the same. It all leads to the same. The spiral is, whether you see it going in or coming out, the energy of the spiral is of an expanded version. And so it's when we get to that next plane, we think we're at the same spot, but we're really not. We're at a higher level of perspective, a higher observation. And that's what this card is telling us, to release the smaller observations, the smaller ideas, and go for the bigger ideas, for the next step in the spiral. I'll just read a little bit about what she talks about here. Well, it's exactly what I said. It's echoing a repeated pattern. So maybe what we need to keep is this sense of freedom to go outside of the pattern, to go outside of the comfort zone, to go outside and be a higher perspective observer of our life. And the third card that I'm going to pull is that things that are going to be coming in for us. And it's truth be told, number 14. It's funny, this came out reversed in another reading that I just finished. But here is the owl standing on top of the mask, like he's come out of that. So the truth is being revealed. So when you are stepping out of your little expectations and your little world, and you see the bigger picture, the higher perspective, the broader perspective, then you'll see a higher truth, or a wider truth that's going to be revealed to you. You'll get that perspective from the higher dimension, and it's about accepting things for what they are, being transparent, right? That the truth will resonate with you, and that it's a time when you're called to speak your truth. And so this is what this is going to allow you. When you get that different perspective, then it's time for you to speak your truth and your wisdom, which is represented by the owl. And it's about really being your authentic self, really allowing that to come into your life. So this is what you're going to be working on during this full moon. It's really uncovering, because I think the water signs sometimes like to kind of cover up things, especially Scorpio. You get very deep underlying meanings. So this may be something for the Scorpios to show the other water signs really how to get that deeper truth and bring it out to be expressed, which I think the Cancer individuals have that ability to really express themselves in relationships, where the Pisces have that higher intellectual, emotional connection. Very interesting. Interesting how that came out. All right, so now we're going to look at how is the world affecting you? How is the outside affecting you right now? And we have the Peace card, beautiful, but it's reversed. So what could be the reverse of peace? You feel perhaps that you've been in a particularly difficult situation where you've been over dramatized, over emotional about it. So maybe it's time to pull it back and just give yourself a little peace and calmness, right? Just to find that inner voice, to be able to just hear that inner voice just a little bit. And then it's about finding the harmony in your, finding that which is not resonant with you, so that makes your life disharmonious, and allowing that to be let go. And where you find your inner peace and inner harmony, where you find that peace is by going within and creating that harmony from within, and then letting that flow out. So I believe it's about really allowing this phase of disharmony, which is not who you truly are, right? It's not your authentic self. And sometimes the world wants us to be something we are not. But when you are able to speak your truth, then you can find that place of resonance within you as to who you truly are. What is your potentiality to be released? Very interesting. So the next card talks about what it is that we are giving. And we're giving flexibility. Number 19, flexible. So here we've got, she's sitting on the egg and she's like bending over backwards, right? So it is about bending but not breaking. How's that sound? Bending but not breaking. So it's, don't give to the point of breaking, but be flexible in your time and what service you want to give to others. Sometimes we feel that we have to overgive. A lot of times we feel we have to overgive. And we basically come into that space of just depleting ourselves. So this is much more about having the common sense, using that common sense element to know when to pull back and what to give. And that kind of has been the message of the full moon, is knowing how to have discernment, and to allow for the ability to be malleable, like to have it molded like clay instead of a rigid structure. So it's about being open-minded. And again, I think this all comes from this being authentic and being in your truth. So what is it that you're going to be receiving? Let's see. And we're receiving Treasure Island. Ooh, love that. And it is a turtle with a treasure chest on its back. And this is like, to me, it reminds me of the indigenous, like the people from I think it's Australia, New Zealand, that have the idea that the world is the turtle, and is represented by the longevity of the turtle and the strength and like just the slow forward, ever forward moving. So here, by being this flexibility, the law of attraction is bringing in your treasures, right? It's bringing in your abundance, your prosperity. It is about, you've done this hard work of all this spiraling efforts, going to the next level, and then really finding that space of being in your truth. It then reveals to you the treasure, the beauty, the abundance, the bounty that it lies within you. So it's about trusting your intuition again, which you guys are really good at, and knowing that the steps you're going to take is really going to give us a fortunate outcome. So let's see what the lesson is that we're taking from all of this in this full moon. So amazing. And it's by the book. And I got this for another reading. And here we have the master number 11. And this is about using the structural laws of the universe, law of attraction, law of compensation, law of resonance and harmony, in order to be able to bring forth to working within this structure that is non-limiting. I know it sounds really strange, working within a structure that is non-limiting, but it's being able to use the laws of the universe in a harmonious manner to be able to manifest. Okay, so it is abiding, understanding that because we are physical beings, that we have agreed to certain boundaries. But within those boundaries, we are given laws that allow us to seek the unlimited. It's kind of a paradox in a way. So it creates, these laws help to create the perfect order that is beyond our physical understanding, but allows us to get it at a spiritual level, right? And being able to keep ourselves within the laws of the universe and be able to work with these laws to be able to go with the flow and be able to bring our manifestation into being. So interesting lesson, right? It's using the structure of this spiral here, right? Using this spiral structure, using our truth, being in a place of connection to our own spirit, our own higher self, allowing for flexibility and adaptability to bring in our rewards, and using the lesson is that we will have learned to use the laws of attraction, the laws of prosperity, the laws of harmony in order to bring this manifestation down here into the earth plane. So wow, beautiful reading. I hope you have enjoyed that, my water signs, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And I again, thank you so much for commenting and sharing. And I should be doing a scope this weekend, so I'll be able to share with you. Maybe during the week, I'll be able to do some live readings, pull some cards for you guys and share some of the energies. So thank you so much for watching and commenting and sharing with me. Namaste.